And we all thought it was over. And then they started showing us these Emelina things, and that went on. It seemed like about 18 years. And she finally shows up and says, like, yeah, now you're going to see the transformation from Emelina back to Emma. And we're all like, what?
Yep.
Like, it's just
a complete big middle finger right to the fucking face.
I kind of feel like they were going to do something with her and maybe Eva Marie, but then, like, Eva Marie failed her drug tests, and, like, now eventually she just got released recently.
Has she officially been released?
Yeah, she's officially been released.
Thank the gods.
By the way, I was looking at stuff on the Shop Zone, and I saw her Funko Pop there, and I looked at Alicia, and I was like, this shit should be on clearance. She don't even work for the company no more. I was really happy to see Emma come back. She looked good.
Yeah. I completely agree. My next question is, we all know the Sasha Banks heel turn is coming.
I thought it was going to be tonight.
I thought it was too. And, Sasha handed the belt to Bayley, and I'm thinking, nothing. So, I guess, let's see.
But we did see, I don't even know how to call this. We saw a Nia Jax heel turn?
Yeah, and that was...
It wasn't a face turn.
Yeah.
But she just, like, turned on Charlotte. So I'm like, is it a heel turn? Is it a... I don't know what to call that.
Yeah, I don't know how to gauge that.
I like it.
I do. Nia's fucking awesome. Let's see, when's Payback? May?
Payback's April 30th, I believe.
It's not enough time to set up Sasha Bayley.
No, I think that might be SummerSlam.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe... I'm just trying to think of the best time to do it now, because... I don't know, because we all know it's coming on Bayley. It's going to be Sasha and Bayley for the belt. That's how it's going to be. I thought it was going to be... I thought it might have been last night. I thought it was definitely going to be today. But, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
Well, see, and that's actually one thing, too. Like, so, as everyone already knows, Chris successfully defended his title against me last night. And it all came down to that match, the women's match.
Mm-hmm.
You picked Bayley to retain. I picked Nia Jax for the win. And here's why. I wholeheartedly believed that Sasha Banks was going to turn on Bayley last night.
Yeah.
And I thought she was going to turn on her, cost her the title, and then, because Charlotte and Nia Jax have kind of, been teaming up in the recent weeks,
mm-hmm.
and they would work together and eliminate Sasha, and then it would be Charlotte saying, lay down. And that's where we would see Nia Jax turn on Charlotte, which happened tonight.
Mm-hmm.
That's what my whole train of thought. That's why I picked Nia Jax to win the title. So, yeah, Sasha Banks screwed me. Bitch.
And not in the good way. Yeah,
not in the way that I want to be screwed.
Yeah. The perfect way for me would have been, you have Charlotte and Sasha, that starts first. Sasha eliminates Charlotte, and then you have Nia and Bayley fight it out, and then that's when, out of nowhere, Sasha pins Bayley by some heelish way, not necessarily heelish, and then you got Nia pin Sasha. That would have been perfect for me. That would have been perfect for a Nia win for me. But
I like my way better, but I'm just saying.
Right. So after the match, we find out that it's going to be Sammy and Jinder. Yay. Who cares? We got Brock Lesnar up. Next, he's the new Universal Champion, and they tell us a story about
This
Goldberg.
was crazy
Yes.
to me.
Yeah.
This whole segment was crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. We get a... what did Paul Heyman say? Something about, we will never see Goldberg again. And the crowd, for months now, that has scarred our eardrums by screaming Goldberg at the top of their lungs, turned on Goldberg. And when Paul Heyman said we will never see Goldberg again, we got a yes chant out of that.
Yep.
Then we got Paul Heyman saying, yes, so thank you, Taker, and thank you, Brock. Then we got a thank you, Brock chant from the crowd, which kind of left me scratching my head. But, because it's just like how quickly that crowd turned on Goldberg. Like, he loses one match, and they turn on him completely.
Yeah.
But,
I
like
also...
Paul Heyman said, we'll never see him again. Thank God.
I would chalk it up to
Go home and tell your kid to put his shirt back on.
I would also chalk it up to it being the Raw After Mania crowd. Because that crowd is fucking insane. And then Paul cuts the next promo, demands that the 2 and 23 and 2 should determine whose yard this really is. Is this setting up... Well, it's obviously setting up Brock and Roman. When?
Now, I had heard that Brock and Roman were going to, they're already talking about main eventing WrestleMania for the title next year.
Right.
But I don't know. What I thought was interesting is that's where they were going, and then we hear Braun Strowman's music, and he comes out.
Yeah.
And gets in Lesnar's face and then kind of backs down. And it's very, reminiscent of what he did with Undertaker. Undertaker came out and then it's just kind of reverse. Taker got in Strowman's face and then Roman comes out. And now it's okay, Lesnar's kind of talking trash about Roman and then Strowman comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of weird. I don't know, I think Braun Strowman's got some weird Roman Reigns fetish.
Oh man,
he likes the wet hair.
He cries and doesn't care. All right. So yeah, Braun Strowman comes out, and this is not how you book Braun fucking Strowman. Okay, so Braun gets in Brock's face. And then Lesnar lays the title on the mat and kind of motions to him. Come on, step over the title and bring it. I dare you.
I thought Strowman should have cheap shotted him as soon as he bent over.
Yeah, I thought so too. But no, they stood there for a minute and then Braun backed out of the ring. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Also, there are not that many people, not only in the WWE, but just in life, that make Brock Lesnar look like a normal-sized person.
Yeah, I agree.
Braun Strowman made Brock Lesnar look like an average dude.
Yeah. But no, he backed out of the ring and he mouthed to him. It wasn't mic'd up, but he mouthed to him, "You know where I'm at."
Yeah, it's just something you know where I'm at, we're going to do this on my time or something.
Right. Kind of like he did.
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't make sense to me. Yeah. I was really hoping for when they were talking about who is going to be next that the lights would come out and Balor's music would hit, but didn't happen.
Nope. So then we cut to a backstage promo with Chris Jericho. And he says he's going to get his rematch at Payback against Kevin Owens. But then he puts over the tag match. Basically says that he's going to put the fingertip of Kevin's... Or the tip of Kevin's finger on the list of Jericho.
Oh, it happened.
It did. And,
Kevin Owens' fingertip made the list.
Yep. Owens blindsides him. Samoa Joe blindsides him. They powerbomb him through a table.
Correct me if I'm wrong real quick, though. Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought I heard a very, very small, like, it was just about to get going. I swear to God, I heard a just the tip chant.
I would not have known that. I'll have to go back and look. But if so, that's funny, because in my apartment, I was screaming just the tip all night after he did that. Yeah, I would, the Raw After Mania crowd, I would not put it past them. I mean, if they can get Chris Jericho to acknowledge Beach Ball Mania,
yeah,
you got to just the tip chant. So then we move into the penultimate tag match of the night. Cesaro and Sheamus versus Enzo and Cass. Winner goes on to be the number one contender for the Hardy Boys Raw Tag Team Championships. I thought it was a pretty good match. Really, all the matches on Monday Night Raw tonight they're pretty good, to be completely honest with you. And I hope that's a trend that continues.
I'm going to have to agree with you there. I thought the matches were all pretty decent. This match, I was kind of hoping that Cesaro and Sheamus were going over, and as I stated earlier when I was talking about what the future for the Hardy Boys is, Sheamus and Cesaro did win to get that number one contendership. What was the crowd chanting?
I don't know. I do not know.
I couldn't understand. I heard this Sheamus and Cesaro part. Like, it even got to the point where when they were celebrating, they were kind of doing this funny little back and forth dance when the crowd would say their name. Yeah. But I couldn't tell what they were saying before they would say Sheamus and Cesaro.
I'll have to go back and look.
Yeah. But it was funny, like, their little back and forth dance they were doing. Like,
yeah, they were doing this little da-da-da-da-da dance, and I don't know what they were chanting. But yeah, obviously Cesaro, Nate's not here. Cesaro goes over Enzo and Cass for the win. They're number one contenders. With an assist, is that okay? So I'm just looking at this. They're apparently calling the European uppercut for Cesaro. They're calling it a Swiss death. Is that a thing?
No clue.
I did not know that they were calling it a Swiss death. So that's actually a pretty good name for a match. Then we get Jinder Mahal and Sammy. Sammy won.
That's like nobody cared about that at all. I don't think.
No, I mean, Sammy won.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. I'm not even gonna lie. For that match, I went on and had a cigarette.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't sure. Why not? Gender. Don't hinder the gender. Oh. So we get to the main event of the evening. Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe come out. Seth Rollins comes out, and then we find out the replacement for Chris Jericho is none other than the Demon King. I'm never calling him that again. Finn Balor is Seth Rollins' partner. It's funny. When Chris Jericho was cutting the promo, I looked at the clock, and I looked at the time, and I'm like, oh. And I grabbed a piece of paper, and before it even happened, I wrote, and I quote, 9:18 p.m. on April 3rd, 2017, Chris Jericho will not be medically cleared. It'll be Joe and Owens versus Rollins and Balor.
Oh, yeah. I can actually, I can go back to the wrestling chat group that we have, and right after that segment with Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe taking out Chris Jericho, I I went on that and I said, looks like Seth Rollins is going to need a partner for tonight. ... Any ideas who it'll be? Question mark.